Friendship, a word as sweet as honey, yet often poisoned from within. Many suffer in silence, deceived by those they call allies, unaware that some smiles conceal daggers. Today, I will reveal the strategies to uncover the false, the manipulative, the fake friends who lurk in your circle. Using the timeless wisdom of Machiavelli, we shall expose the hidden motives, assert your power, and protect your throne. Watch closely, for ignorance here can cost you dearly. Friendship, like power, is a delicate game, and few understand the dangers that lurk behind smiles and compliments. Fake friends are masters of illusion. They present themselves as allies while secretly seeking advantage over you. Machiavelli's wisdom offers a lens through which these hidden motives can be discerned. The first principle is to seize your own throne, to recognize that your life, your choices, and your ambitions are yours alone. A person who constantly tests your boundaries, questions your decisions, or subtly undermines your authority is unlikely to have genuine loyalty. Fake friends are threatened by strength, and they reveal themselves when they cannot sway your course. By establishing your dominion over your own life, you force the insincere to show their true intentions. Another key insight lies in understanding that people will often hate you for your integrity and decisiveness. Those who thrive on manipulation are quick to resent those who are direct, confident, and unapologetically ambitious. Fake friends frequently exhibit this behavior. They smile while plotting, praise while judging, and create a veneer of support that hides envy and insecurity. Watch for friends who only appear in times of convenience, who vanish when challenges arise, or who gossip about your successes. Their discontent is a signal, a shadow cast by their inability to tolerate your rise. It is essential to stop trying to be liked, for the desire to gain approval is a weakness easily exploited. Machiavelli teaches that respect is more powerful than affection. True friends respect your decisions, your limits, and your power. Fake friends, in contrast, seek your approval, adapting their persona to your whims, abandoning principles to appease, and retreating when challenged. Respect, once demanded and maintained, separates the loyal from the deceptive, revealing those whose allegiance is self-serving. Understanding the psychology of respect is equally crucial. Respect is not earned through charm or flattery. It is demonstrated by consistency, loyalty, and integrity. Fake friends are inconsistent, their support conditional. They praise in public but undermine in private, offering smiles that conceal jealousy or hidden agendas. Toxic individuals often present themselves as confidants, yet their actions betray motives of manipulation and gain. Recognizing these behaviors, observing patterns of envy, deceit, or conditional loyalty, allows one to navigate relationships strategically, safeguarding oneself against betrayal. In the game of life, friends are tested as much by your strength as by your weakness. Machiavelli's principles guide us to observe without bias, act without hesitation, and measure loyalty by action rather than word. Fake friends cannot endure scrutiny, and their true nature will surface when boundaries are asserted, respect is commanded, and power is held unshakably. To discern false allies is to protect your sovereignty, ensuring that those who surround you are chosen with wisdom and strategy rather than naivety or sentiment. Too often, we surrender our power to please others, unknowingly inviting betrayal. But what if I told you the moment you claim your throne, false friends reveal themselves immediately? Seizing your own throne is not about arrogance. It is about authority, control, and self-respect. Machiavelli understood that those who fail to assert their dominion become prey to manipulation. Fake friends thrive on indecision and weakness, whispering counsel that serves their interests, not yours. To protect yourself, you must first recognize that your life is your kingdom. Every choice, every boundary, every ambition must be owned and defended. The throne is yours to command, and only by doing so will the disloyal step into the light, exposing their true intentions. Strength reveals deception, power uncovers the false. Too many people live their lives as if they are subjects in someone else's kingdom, bending, apologizing, and seeking approval from those who hold no true authority over them. Machiavelli teaches that power begins with self-mastery, and the first step in protecting yourself from fake friends is to recognize that your life is your own throne. Every decision, every ambition, every boundary is part of your dominion, and those who fail to assert it invite manipulation, betrayal, and hidden agendas. Fake friends are like shadows in the court. They only appear to serve, but they feed on hesitation, on weakness, and on uncertainty. When you are indecisive, when you shrink from asserting your authority, they advance, subtle in their flattery, insidious in their counsel, until your power is eroded without your awareness. Seizing your throne does not mean dominating others. It means commanding your own choices and your own space. It means refusing to let the opinions of others dictate your actions. Fake friends are quick to sense when you are willing to compromise, when your need to be liked outweighs your need to be respected. They will test your boundaries with small demands, with subtle criticisms, with the appearance of concern. They will smile while undermining, offer advice while plotting, and claim loyalty while envying every step you take forward. By claiming your throne, by standing firm in your authority, you strip away the illusions, revealing those whose allegiance is conditional and whose friendship is an act of convenience. Machiavelli understood that power is not given, it is seized. To seize your own throne, you must be vigilant, observing who bows in respect and who pretends to serve while seeking their own advantage. Strength is a mirror that reflects true intentions. When you act decisively, when you claim the right to control your own life, false friends reveal themselves in their discomfort, in their envy, in their retreat. The throne is a test, and those who cannot endure your authority are not allies. They are shadows waiting for the moment to strike. Every word you speak, every boundary you assert, every decision you make becomes a measure of loyalty, separating the sincere from the opportunistic. Seizing your throne is also about the subtler power of presence, of carrying yourself in a way that signals control without aggression. Fake friends are drawn to uncertainty, to hesitation, to the subtle signs of vulnerability that they can exploit. When you are grounded, confident, and unapologetically in command of your own life, they cannot manipulate you as easily, and their true nature is exposed for all to see. You must cultivate this authority in thought and in action, for only those who respect your throne are worthy to remain near it, and only through your own sovereignty can the false be revealed. Not everyone will celebrate your success. Some will smile in your face while secretly resenting every step you take forward. What if I told you that this hatred is a hidden signal, a key to spotting fake friends? Machiavelli teaches that those who wield influence and power will inevitably provoke envy, and it is this envy that exposes the disloyal. Fake friends are rarely honest about their feelings. They cloak jealousy in smiles, in praise, in feigned loyalty. Yet their actions betray them. They gossip. When you rise, question your choices when convenient and retreat when challenges demand real support. To recognize false friends, you must understand that hate is not always an attack. It is a revealing mirror. Those who envy you will attempt to manipulate, undermine, or belittle, but only if they Sense hesitation or weakness by observing who resents your strength, who falters in loyalty when your power grows. You uncover the true nature of those around you. Hatred, when read carefully, becomes a tool, a guide to discerning allegiance and deception. Machiavelli understood a truth few dare to acknowledge. Success, decisiveness, and power naturally provoke envy. It is not weakness that draws fake friends, but strength. Those who fear losing influence or control will resent your clarity, your confidence, and your ability to act without hesitation. Fake friends are experts in disguise. They smile, they flatter, they appear supportive, yet their admiration is shallow, conditional, and often tinged with jealousy. They will applaud in public and undermine in private, and it is this duplicity that reveals their true nature. Understanding this dynamic is essential, for envy is not always expressed openly. It often hides behind charm, behind compliments, and behind gestures of false loyalty. To recognize fake friends, one must watch the subtle signs. They are quick to question your choices when convenient, eager to sow doubt, and ready to retract support when the stakes are high. These behaviors are not accidents. They are deliberate tests of your patience, of your boundaries, and of your power. Machiavelli teaches that those who cannot tolerate your assent are not allies. They are threats waiting for an opening. When you notice resentment in those who claim to be friends, when praise seems forced or delayed, when support disappears under pressure, these are signals that their loyalty is conditional. Envy is a weapon, and those who wield it against you are revealing themselves, whether consciously or not. Fake friends often attempt subtle manipulation, seeking to control how others perceive you or how you perceive yourself. They may offer advice framed as concern, critique masked as guidance, or warnings cloaked in friendship. Their goal is to destabilize, to provoke insecurity, and to gain advantage while keeping their own hands clean. Machiavelli reminds us that understanding the motives of others is a form of power, and recognizing these tactics allows you to respond strategically rather than emotionally. Observing patterns of behavior rather than reacting to isolated incidents exposes those who cannot tolerate your authority or your growth. Hatred in this context is a revealing mirror. It is not always a personal attack. It is a measure of influence, a gauge of how your power disrupts the comfort of those around you. Fake friends reveal their true allegiance not through words, but through reactions to your strength. When you remain steadfast, confident, and unshaken by envy, their insecurities surface and the facade crumbles. The wise do not chase popularity, nor do they fear resentment, for both are natural consequences of authority and clarity. By observing who struggles to celebrate your rise, who retreats when challenges demand loyalty, and who whispers behind your back, you gain insight into the intentions of those who surround you. What if the very effort to be liked is the reason fake friends manipulate you? True power doesn't come from approval. It comes from commanding respect. Machiavelli knew that seeking affection makes you vulnerable. When you constantly try to please, to charm, or to be accepted, you expose yourself to manipulation and betrayal. Fake friends sense this weakness immediately. They feed on your need to be liked, twisting it for their own gain, offering praise one moment and undermining you the next. The dark power lies not in being adored, but in being respected. Respect demands boundaries, consistency, and authority, and those who cannot rise to meet it reveal their true intentions. By focusing on respect rather than affection, you shift the balance of power, separating the loyal from the opportunistic and forcing the deceitful to reveal themselves. Those who cling to approval crumble when confronted with your unwavering principles, and in doing so, they expose the falsehood of their friendship. Many people spend their lives chasing approval, seeking smiles, nods, and admiration, unaware that this very pursuit undermines their authority. Machiavelli understood that the desire to be liked is a weakness, and those who sense it will exploit it without hesitation. Fake friends are particularly attuned to this vulnerability. They offer praise and feigned loyalty, not because they value you, but because they see your need for acceptance as a tool to manipulate and control. Every compliment can be a test, every friendly gesture a trap, and every smile may hide an agenda. When you strive for affection, you invite influence from those who are not truly loyal, allowing their agendas to encroach upon your life. Respect, unlike liking, cannot be faked or forced. It is earned through consistency, authority, and self-possession. Machiavelli teaches that those who command respect are never at the mercy of shallow approval because their presence demands acknowledgement. Fake friends, when confronted with respect, reveal their true motives. They cannot flatter, manipulate, or control someone who refuses to bend for approval. Their loyalty is conditional, their friendship performative, and their envy exposed by the very boundaries you assert. By prioritizing respect over affection, you shift the power dynamic. The sincere rise to meet your principles, while the insincere retreat, crumble, or reveal their duplicity. The dark power of respect lies in its subtle authority. It signals that you are not swayed by charm, flattery, or fleeting popularity. Fake friends may attempt to provoke, manipulate, or test your patience, but respect serves as a shield, allowing you to observe true behavior without reacting emotionally. Those who cannot honor your boundaries, who seek to please only when convenient, or who retreat when challenged, are revealed in their falsehood. Your insistence on respect does not alienate allies. It filters them, leaving only those whose loyalty is genuine and whose friendship is grounded in integrity rather than self-interest. Understanding this principle also changes the way you engage with others. You no longer expend energy seeking approval or validation. Your interactions are deliberate, your words measured, and your actions reflective of authority rather than insecurity. Fake friends, who once thrived on your need to be liked, are now powerless to sway your decisions or undermine your confidence. They react not with genuine admiration, but with envy, discomfort, or retreat. Respect, once commanded, becomes a revealing tool, exposing deceit, conditional allegiance, and opportunism. Machiavelli's guidance is clear. Those who cannot meet the standard of respect are not allies, and the cultivation of this power transforms every relationship into a measure of loyalty, intention, and truth. What if the way people treat you reveals more than their words ever could? Respect is not given, it is tested, measured, and often manipulated. Machiavelli knew that respect is the currency of influence, far more valuable than friendship or admiration. Fake friends will try to mimic respect, offering gestures, compliments, or obedience, but these are hollow when tested. True respect withstands trials, boundaries, and challenges, while false respect crumbles under scrutiny. Understanding the psychology behind respect allows you to see through deception. Fake friends cannot tolerate your authority or consistency, and their insincere loyalty is revealed in moments of pressure. By observing how others respond to your boundaries, your decisions, and your strength, you can discern who truly honors you and who seeks to manipulate or exploit. Respect is both a shield and a mirror, showing you the true nature of those around you and giving you the power to act wisely. Respect is a subtle and powerful force, far more revealing than words or gestures of friendship. Machiavelli recognized that those who wield influence understand the psychology behind respect, and they know that it cannot be faked or demanded. It must be earned and tested. Fake friends are particularly vulnerable to this truth because their loyalty is often conditional and their admiration is superficial. They may flatter, smile, and nod in agreement, but when their loyalty is tested or your authority is asserted, the facade cracks. Observing these cracks is key to discerning true allies from opportunistic pretenders. Respect serves as both a shield and a mirror, revealing the intentions of those around you. The psychology of respect lies in patterns of behavior rather than words. Fake friends may speak as though they honor your decisions, yet their actions often contradict their claims. They may retreat when challenges arise, criticize in subtle ways, or attempt to manipulate situations to their advantage. Machiavelli teaches that those who cannot maintain consistency in the presence of authority are not trustworthy. Respect is tested in moments of pressure, confrontation, and decision-making, and those who falter under these circumstances reveal themselves. The wise observe these reactions without haste or emotional bias, understanding that true respect is measured in the smallest of actions, in the subtleties of behavior, and in loyalty under strain. To understand the psychology of respect is to gain insight into power itself. Fake friends are drawn to weakness, to indecision, and to hesitation because it provides them opportunity to assert influence. They test boundaries, sow doubt, and subtly undermine confidence, all while presenting the appearance of loyalty. Respect, however, cannot be manipulated in this way. When you assert your principles and maintain your authority, those who are insincere are unable to conceal their motives. They expose themselves through envy, discomfort, or withdrawal, while true friends meet your strength with consistency, honor, and steadfastness. Respect also functions as a filter, separating those whose intentions are genuine from those whose allegiance is self-serving. Fake friends are unable to endure the consistency, authority, and measured boundaries that true respect requires. They react with subtle aggression, passive resistance, or performative gestures that crumble under scrutiny. Machiavelli emphasizes that understanding this psychological framework allows one to navigate relationships strategically, observing and interpreting behavior rather than relying on promises or appearances. By cultivating respect in thought, speech, and action, you reveal the true character of those around you, gaining insight into loyalty, deception, and the hidden dynamics that shape every relationship. Toxic people are not accidents in your life. They are calculated threats waiting for an opening. The question is, will you recognize them before they strike? Machiavelli teaches that not all who call themselves friends are allies, and some are actively working to undermine you. Toxic people exploit weakness, manipulate perception, and test boundaries at every opportunity. To protect yourself, you must study their behavior carefully, understand their motives, and act with cold precision. Machiavelli's 7 cold laws provide a framework to identify, isolate, and neutralize these threats without hesitation or sentiment. Those who cannot tolerate your authority, who thrive on chaos, and who seek to control or diminish you are not your friends, they are predators. By applying these laws, you gain clarity, control, and the power to respond strategically, ensuring that deception, envy, and manipulation do not erode your influence or your peace of mind. Toxic people are masters of subtle destruction. They do not strike openly, but through manipulation, envy, and relentless testing of boundaries. Machiavelli teaches that to navigate such dangers, one must study the behavior of others with sharp attention, understanding that not everyone who claims loyalty is trustworthy. Fake friends often disguise themselves as allies, offering advice, concern, or support. yet their true objective is to destabilize, to provoke insecurity, and to manipulate outcomes in their favor. Recognizing these individuals requires more than intuition. It demands strategy, observation, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about those around you. The 7 cold laws provide a framework for dealing with these threats. First, one must identify patterns of behavior that indicate toxicity. Subtle undermining, persistent criticism, or attempts to isolate you from your support system. Toxic people thrive on creating chaos in the lives of others because disorder allows them to gain control. Machiavelli emphasizes that recognizing the behavior before it escalates is crucial. Waiting for dramatic conflict to expose deceit often gives them an advantage, allowing manipulation to take root unnoticed. Observation and discernment are therefore the first weapons in your arsenal. Second, toxic individuals seek to exploit weakness. They feed on hesitation, insecurity, and the desire to be liked. Machiavelli warns that indulgence in the need for approval or affection makes one vulnerable to deception. By asserting clear boundaries, demonstrating consistency, and refusing to yield to manipulation, you deprive them of the leverage they require. Toxic behavior cannot survive where authority is strong, and where actions are guided by principle rather than emotion. Third, confrontation must be strategic, measured, and purposeful. Machiavelli's cold laws stress that reacting impulsively or emotionally plays into their hands, allowing the toxic person to frame the narrative and maintain control. Instead, observe patterns, anticipate tactics, and respond decisively when necessary, ensuring that your actions expose deception while preserving your influence. Isolation, when applied strategically, is also a tool, removing toxic individuals from positions where they can manipulate or distract strengthens the stability of your environment. Fourth, understanding the motives behind toxicity transforms the perception of conflict into clarity. Those who cannot tolerate your authority, who resist your principles, or who seek advantage at your expense, reveal themselves in their reactions to control and consistency. Machiavelli teaches that power lies not only in action, but in perception. By maintaining composure and strategic foresight, you force toxic individuals to reveal their true intentions, allowing you to neutralize threats before they escalate. Not every friend is loyal, and not every smile is sincere. What if you could uncover the hidden intentions of those around you before they betray you? Machiavelli teaches that true allies are revealed not in words, but in actions. Fake friends thrive on your indecision, your desire to be liked, and your willingness to tolerate manipulation. They are skilled in deception, capable of disguising envy, self-interest, and betrayal beneath gestures of loyalty. To spot them, one must observe carefully, testing boundaries, measuring consistency, and interpreting behavior rather than relying on promises. Every interaction becomes a signal, every reaction a clue. The final revelation comes from understanding that loyalty is conditional for many, and only those who act with integrity under pressure are worthy of trust. By discerning motives, observing patterns, and refusing to ignore the subtle signs of deceit, you gain the power to separate genuine allies from those who seek to exploit you, ensuring that your circle is defined by strategy, awareness, and uncompromising judgment. Friendship is often a labyrinth filled with shadows that conceal motives, envy, and hidden agendas. Machiavelli teaches that not every smile is sincere, and not every ally is true. Fake friends are adept at disguise. They appear supportive, offer counsel, and feign loyalty, all while calculating how to benefit from your hesitation, indecision, or desire for approval. To discern them, one must observe closely, not merely trusting words or superficial gestures, but measuring consistency, reactions, and behavior under pressure. True loyalty is revealed in how someone behaves when there is nothing to gain, when challenges arise, and when authority is asserted. The first step in uncovering deceit is vigilance. Fake friends often test boundaries subtly, pushing limits to see what they can exploit. They may offer advice that serves their interest, critique that undermines confidence, or praise that hides envy. Machiavelli emphasizes that the discerning mind observes without bias, noting patterns of inconsistency, moments of retreat, and reactions to authority. Those who cannot tolerate your strength, who falter when faced with assertiveness, or who manipulate under the guise of concern, reveal themselves as false. Observation is not passive, it is strategic. Every interaction becomes a measure of allegiance, every reaction a signal to be interpreted carefully. Another crucial element is understanding the motives behind behavior. Fake friends are motivated by self-interest, often cloaked in charm or flattery. They seek advantage, not trust, and they manipulate perception to maintain their position while controlling yours. Machiavelli teaches that insight into these motives is a form of power. By seeing through superficial loyalty and examining actions rather than words, you can identify those whose friendship is performative and opportunistic. True friends align with your principles, support your authority, and act with integrity even when circumstances are inconvenient. Those who cannot do this are revealed by their inconsistencies, their avoidance of accountability, and their discomfort in the presence of unwavering strength. Trust in this context is not given freely but earned through observation and testing. Fake friends are exposed when boundaries are asserted, when decisions are made without seeking approval, and when strength is maintained consistently. Machiavelli emphasizes that these revelations are not moments of chance. They are the result of careful attention, strategic awareness, and the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. By applying this scrutiny, by interpreting the subtle signs of manipulation, envy, or conditional loyalty, you gain clarity about who belongs in your circle and who is merely a shadow, waiting for opportunity to undermine, destabilize, or betray. Throughout this journey, we have unveiled the hidden rules that govern loyalty, envy, and influence. Machiavelli teaches that power is not given, respect is not begged, and friendship is not always what it seems. By seizing your own throne, observing hatred as a revealing mirror, prioritizing respect over affection, understanding the psychology of loyalty, and dealing strategically with toxic individuals, you gain the clarity to see through deception. Fake friends cannot endure scrutiny, authority, or consistency, and their true intentions will always emerge under pressure. The wisdom of these rules is not in fostering paranoia, but in cultivating discernment, strategic awareness, and the ability to surround yourself with genuine allies. To wield power wisely is to recognize that those who remain by your side are those who honor your strength, respect your principles, and act with integrity when it matters most.